How's it going, Blues fans? My name is Nico Polley, creator of the Blue Blog here on YouTube and on Instagram as well. And as you can see behind me, the St. Louis Blues dropped this one 3-1 against Chicago Blackhawks. I'm going to make this one quick because I'm insanely frustrated and I'll complain later. But first period is one of the worst first periods I've ever seen the St. Louis Blues play. Turnover, lazy. Verana's a bum. Literally a bum. And St. Louis Blues go down. I believe it was 2-0 in the first period. What I did like, though, at the end of the first period, the last shift with the first line got the work, and they were working hard. So, the first line is really the only highlight about this entire team because nothing else is going. Nothing else. Second period comes along. St. Louis Blues have a great start to the second period. For the first 7 minutes, it felt like they had all the momentum. They were really trying to, get back in this game, score at least one. And they don't. And then the Blackhawks' first chance they get after Falk went total potato brain. After Falk went whole potato brain with a big-ass turnover. And then just completely missed his man, Dickinson, on the right side, just skating in. Easy tap in. It's 3-0 for the Chicago Blackhawks. Then it kind of goes both ways. Then the period ends. Then the third period comes in. St. Louis tries. They can't bury. Yeah, and nothing else. We end up getting a penalty late from Robert Thomas when we're trying to fight back. But a big brain move from Robert Thomas to take a penalty because obviously our penalty kill is 3 times as much better as our peak. Our penalty kill is 3 times as much better as our power play, and we score to break the shutout. Thank God it took us 40 shots to score 1 on Peter Mrazek. Keep in mind too, we suck at shooting. This is one of the worst shooting teams I've ever seen in my entire life. Whoever built this team, whoever coaches this team, has small brain because these guys cannot shoot the puck, and we don't have a shooter. Who's our shooter? We don't have a shooter. We don't have a goal scorer. Not a single one. Not a goal scorer. They always pass. I don't see anyone rifling freaking pucks like Brock Besser this season, or maybe like an OG Vladimir Tarasenko, or you know what I mean? It's so stupid. But Sundqvist with actually a great shot on this one. He goes high and rips this puppy. And that's it. St. Louis loses 3-1. At least they break the shutout, but Chicago is again another bottom tier team. It's unfortunate to see. It's stupid. This team sucks. This team sucks. I see no oomph. None at all. No, besides the first line. Parayko, I liked. Falk, I used to like him, but right now he's getting on my nerves. Krug is weak, but we all knew that. I expect him. Sometimes he could be good. Sometimes it's whatever. Verana, get rid of him. Get rid of her. I never want to see that guy's face ever again. Like, genuinely, he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to be here, and he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to get shots. He doesn't want to play D. He doesn't want to do anything. He's like Kyrou if Kyrou were 6 times worse last season. It's depressing. Get Verana out. Get him out. I did see STL Blues Views did say that we kind of ruined him, because last year he was with Buchnevich and Thomas and whatnot. I would like to see him with Kyrou, but I haven't really seen it yet. Verana is a shooter at least, but he never plays good enough to get himself in those situations where he can shoot. Never, ever. And I also just think he is such the biggest mental midget you could ever possibly think of. He is such a baby man, a big baby man. And just, he gets scratched, comes back, and he plays like Dookie. That's not how it works, dude. You are getting paid millions of dollars to play in a professional league with millions of people watching you, with a bajillion fans, passionate fans like myself, and I hate to dog on people because I'm not a bad guy, to just be a baby man. I mean, like, dude, suck it up. This whole team needs to suck it up. They come in here and they're just big babies. They're big babies. They play like babies. They come into Chicago. They say, "Oh, I don't want to work today. Oh, I'm gonna play like garbage in the first period," and they're just a big bunch of freaking babies. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. I seriously have no idea how else to explain this one. Besides, this team is seriously just a bunch of babies. I mean, I complain about it all the time. Our middle six is terrible. Sundqvist as a third line center is awesome. Love him. Anyone else besides Kyrou who actually has a top 5 rush chances in the league right now? I'm not going to hate on Kyrou. I mean, he's not finishing. He'll figure it out. Even if it's not this year, it could be next season he could figure it out. But, I mean, he's still driving play. Kyrou I don't have a problem with. Shen, I don't know what's going on with Shen, but he's missing the net. Everybody on this team is missing the net. We could have had so many more goals if we hit the net. And why is nobody's there for second chances? I see nobody coming in, working their ass off to go get a rebound and create these second chances where most teams score on. We're not just going to score on shots from the point where the goalie could 100% see. Shout out Jake Neighbors for being one of the only guys, and Sundqvist for being some of the only guys to actually get in front of the net that I noticed and try and tip or screen the tendy. I mean, even sometimes you could just throw it in front and hope for a tip. When's the last time we had just a front tip? Like Chicago had a few that turned into some dangerous chances, just redirections. I mean, just like, oh my God, make the goalie scared, dude. Make him scared. I am frustrated. I am so insanely frustrated. I don't even want to post on Instagram. That's where I mainly go. At least this is actually getting all my anger out before I go on Instagram. I just think it's pretty ironic how Dougie doesn't want to commit to a full rebuild, and they still want to be somewhat competitive. Yet they get absolutely mollywopped by the Chicago Blackhawks, who are in a full rebuild, and we're just saying, "Hey, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna retool and try and stay competitive." We're not competitive. Your plan sucks. I mean, it sucks. I mean, you just built the worst decor I've ever seen. I like Parayko. Falk's atrocious. Krug would be good if we could actually generate some offense. Letty, he had a good play on the PK, but he's also frustrating. Scandella is frustrating. Perunovic had a rough game. I'm a big fan, but it's all rough. And whoever's running this power play, dump it. Dump him. Get him out. Kick him off the team. I don't want him around. It's so frustrating. I hate that. I'm so sorry. There's a very, very slim chance that anybody from the St. Louis Blues organization is watching this video. And if they're watching it as a whole, I am deeply sorry for just dogging on you guys. And I have no room to talk because I do not make millions and I'm not a professional athlete. But as a fan and as a whole fan base, you have to understand the frustration because on paper, it is a solid team. It is a first wild card team. Maybe third if everybody is at their peak. But you're not playing that way. You're playing like a bunch of bombs. Just figure it out. You have to figure it out. And I have no room to talk and say, hey, here's what you got to do. No, you have to figure it out. A topic I'd love to bring up, and I'm all on board. Fire Craig Berube. It's tough. I love him. Stanley Cup winner 5 years ago. Right? He is not a coach for a team for a retool like this. He's not. And he's not getting to the players. And still, our PK, good. It's solid. Great at times. Solid most of the time. Okay. Some of the time. But this power play is atrocious. And this whole, he's not reaching the players. Clearly, we just lost to two of the worst teams in the league. Back-to-back games. Back-to-back. We weren't even competitive until we until it's too late. Until it's way too late. We're not competitive until it's too late. So call for a coaching change. I mean, look at Dean Evison with the Minnesota Wild, a coach I respected, a Wild team that was clearly good, a well-known coach, well-respected coach in the league, and he gets fired, and they get John Hines, and look at what they're doing. They're a completely different team. They're playing good. And really quickly, you know what I think would be awesome? Comparing the St. Louis Blues last 10 games to a team who recently changed their head coach. Let's go to the Minnesota Wild, right? I have my phone right here telling me. Their last 10, 4-4-2. That's kind of rough. To be fair, that's kind of rough. But here's the deal. They lose 3-4 to Edmonton. Close game. It's a back-to-back. That's the second half of a back-to-back. First half of the back-to-back was an 0-2 loss against Vancouver. That's okay. But then they win 5-2 against Calgary. They win 4-1 against Chicago. Bottom tier team. You got to win those, clearly. Let's see. They win 6-1 against Nashville. They win 3-1 against us. So, let's see. Since the coaching change, 2 wins. 2 wins. 3-4. They're 4-2. 4-2 since the coaching change. And they had to run into a Vancouver team who's one of the hottest teams in the league. And in Vancouver, mind you. And they ran into a Edmonton team who's finally waking up. On the bright side for the Blues fans, if our organization just decides to say we're going to stick with the same exact roster, right? If we stick with it, if we stick with the same coaching staff, if we stick with the same staff members all around, we have teams like Pittsburgh who are probably going to wake up, Montreal with a big dub against the Sabres, Calgary who's got to wake up too. They're a lot better than what they are. Buffalo, who you feel like will wake up eventually. They've been injury prone. Edmonton, who's going to wake up. Columbus, no. Ottawa has a potential to wake up, but I don't think so. Minnesota will wake up. Seattle has the potential to wake up because we know they made playoffs. They beat the Colorado Avalanche. They could. And they have Anaheim, Chicago, San Jose. So you have potentially, realistically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 teams. 6 teams. 6 teams below the St. Louis Blues in the standings who could potentially wake up. And I don't see this team waking up. I don't see this team waking up at all. I don't see him waking up. I don't see him waking up. I don't see him waking up. I don't see him waking up at all. Nowhere. They're not waking up. They're not. They're not. They're in their own head. This whole team's a bunch of mental midgets. It's frustrating to see. Speaking of Ottawa for sure. I didn't even include them. Just because I said, nah, maybe they're iffy. But they have 7 games less than Columbus, who's 1 point ahead. So, I mean, if that were the case, 6 teams, they dropped to 24th, it looks like. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or they dropped to 26th. Doesn't make sense. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, never mind. I'm just stupid. Yeah, they dropped to 26th in the league, potentially, and be a bottom 16. Which I'm okay with. You could retool. It doesn't matter. What I'm praying to God, Jimmy Snuggerud comes in the league in March. Please, God. Please, God. I just want to see some goal scoring. I'm going to go see the St. Louis Blues play the Washington Capitals, in a month. A month from now. On January 20th. And I hope they win that game. Because it would be so frustrating to go to St. Louis, watch my favorite team play after this big mental roller coaster they throw us on, and lose. Spend all this money. Finally go there. Decide, hey, I'm going to go to this game. And then they just take a poopy, which I'm kind of expecting right now. Yeah, that's all the ranting for me for this game. And for this team for right now. I'm probably about to rant more on Instagram, but it's not a big deal. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a Chicago fan, I hate you. You should, go poop. If you're a Blues fan, I hope you're equally as frustrated as I am right now. I hope so. I hope so. We need to stay mad. Stay mad. stay mad. That's all I got. I appreciate every single one of you. Seriously, genuinely, all 5, 6 of you who tune in, including Connor Harris. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their night. Go Blues.